Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So we're in December, it's 2022, and I kind of wanted to give you an update about what's going on and some different plans that I have coming. So I started buying ranunculus corms. I'm going to have videos on my channel for how to start ranunculus corms. I just planted the ranunculus matchy mix seeds. So I'm going to have those growing. I have the pastel ones already growing, and then I have some corms coming back from a previous sowing of the matchy pastel mix ranunculus. Those are coming back on their own. So this year I went full-time flower farmer, and flower farming is very demanding. It is a lot of hard work. We have 3 greenhouses now that we're running. We had a power failure, and that wiped out 99.99% of the bed house greenhouse. That was really devastating when that happened. I was counting on continuing to harvest my celosia crop out of there, and the electric went out for about 1 to 2 hours. And what we didn't know is when it went out, the pipes in front of the doors, the water froze in them. So even though when the electric came back on, the heat tried to, come back on, the water lines that supply our heat for that greenhouse froze. And unfortunately, we didn't know it until the next day when we completely then lost just about everything in there. So, I am going to be replanting that with different things. We're still dealing with the slugs in there, and I'm going to be putting pansies in there, and I'm going to be putting some other stuff in there, and trying to get some early crops of those going. The heating system in that greenhouse, for one thing, it was underrated. When that greenhouse was designed, the heat only ran in the beds themselves, which in one way it's keeping the soil warm for the roots, but the bad thing is that the heat can't be turned up too high or will cook the roots. So the greenhouse is not staying as warm as what it should be. We also found out that there are a lot of differences with different types of brands of plastic. So the old greenhouse is still the warmest greenhouse that I have. The second greenhouse is a cooler greenhouse. It has like the white plastic over it, which is going to keep it cooler. And the bed house, that one there was supposed to stay pretty warm during like the winter time with the type of plastic that we bought, but it's still a cooled greenhouse. It's not really that warm. So there definitely has to be some work done. We're running extra piping in that greenhouse to try and get it warmer in there, and that hasn't been finished yet because our weather right now is so unpredictable. It's warm like one day or 1 week, and then it'll be freezing and snow will be falling, and you can't really work on a heating system when you have roller coaster temperatures like that. Because if something doesn't work right, or if you don't have everything you need to finish the heating system off, you're going to lose everything else that you have in there. And I never really thought about, I kind of would think about the electric going off, but I never thought that the pipes would actually freeze in that greenhouse. But the cold air was pouring in under the door, and it was off just long enough to freeze the pipe, and we didn't know anything about it. So that's definitely something that's, is going to be being worked on. And the second greenhouse, I can grow cooler crops in there. I'm not really worried about that. I kind of hardened some of my plants off, especially my perennials, in that second greenhouse. So that's something that I'm not worried about if that greenhouse is cooler. Because in the summertime, when it's like really hot out, that greenhouse is still going to be cooler, and it's a lot nicer to work in than some of the ones that are really hot. So I would keep a greenhouse with that white plastic on just for like growing different things during the summertime that I don't want to get too hot, or hardening stuff off. So I would keep a greenhouse with the white plastic. I've already placed most of my seed orders. I have another one that's going to be coming, and I think it's 2 to 3 weeks. I started buying bulk, so I have over 2,000 pansy seeds coming. Really like pansies, so I have a lot of pansy seeds coming. And I finally found the Celosia Fresh Look seeds that I've been looking for a while. And I was really getting low on my seeds, so I was trying to like save them. But I managed to find them, so I have like 2,000 seeds of those coming as well. So I started buying like more in bulk. And let's see what else. We're going to be trying some different varieties this year of different seeds. I did find the Silver Dollar Eucalyptus, which I was so happy when I found that one, because I was looking for that one for so long. And I finally had found the seeds for it, so I went ahead and bought those. And let's see what else. I'm looking at some different ranunculus varieties, but I haven't decided yet what I want to do with those. And I'm really excited to see, all the different colors and the matching mix that I'm going to be growing. And I really kind of want to, see how the ranunculus grow for me before I go and buy a whole bunch of varieties. They look beautiful by the colors. And I kind of want some for myself too. I want to, do some different bouquets and stuff to have around the house, because I like flowers around the house. They're pretty. And I wanted to actually show you how to do more of the different like bouquets and stuff for the fresh cut flowers, but the deer started eating my stuff, and they completely destroyed my hydrangea bush, my Pikachu hydrangea bush. They ate that thing down to pretty much nothing. They ate my second crops of yarrow that were coming in, and they're eating plants that they're not even supposed to be eating. Like, deer aren't supposed to like yarrow, and they're eating my yarrow. And it's definitely causing a problem, because I need my crops and I need my stuff to grow. They were eating my rose bushes, which it's natural for deer to eat rose bushes. But that's why I didn't get any more videos for when I was doing like the bouquets and stuff, because the deer started eating my stuff. So we're going to have to figure out some way to try and keep them away. Yeah, they ate the jewels of Opar, and they were eating my lilies. They are eating all kinds of stuff. And there's plenty of woods around, but the acorns weren't here this year. So they went to the flowers and they started eating them. And I'm not too happy about that. I don't really know if we're going to be planting the hollow garden next year. We really didn't get that great of a harvest out of that at all. The critters got in the stuff. We had porcupines get in the corn patch. It was terrible what they did to that corn patch. I mean, they destroyed, I think, over half of it. And the stuff just really didn't grow down there too good. I think a lot of the woods are growing up around it, and it's not getting the sunlight like it should, or it could have been because it was planted so late. The weather was really strange this year, and we got our stuff in like at the end of May, some of it, and that's not typical for us, but it just didn't want to warm up, or everything was so soaking wet and soggy you just couldn't get in with anything. So I don't think we're going to be doing the hollow garden down there anymore. That's what I'm being told. I don't know. I mean, we could change our mind. It's hard to say. We were talking about expanding the garden actually further out, but I don't know. The deer got into that. They jumped the fence. They cleaned out the cabbage patch completely. We did get some cabbages off. We made some sauerkraut. We had some cold slaw, but the next crops that were coming in for the cabbage, the deer got in and they ate the stuff. And, we had all of our fencing up. We had the extra fencing around the top, and they jumped the fence. And once they get in once, they'll keep figuring out how to get back in. I am going to be growing some new yarrow varieties this year. Well, okay. I'm going to plant the seeds and grow the plants, and we're going to plant them out, and hopefully the deer don't eat them. How's that sound? So I'm really hoping that this new yellow yarrow that I'm going to be trying is really going to be good for cut flower production. So I'm going to try, because I got a lot of other yarrows that I want to grow too. And the berries yarrow, the summer berries one, I did buy more seeds of that one, and I wanted more plants of that. So I'm hoping to figure out how to keep the deer out of this stuff, because they can't keep eating my crops. I really need my cut flowers. So let's see. I think that's about it. But being full-time flower farmer is, you're really tired at night, and it does take a lot to do that stuff. And, you know, running the greenhouses, because we run the greenhouses 24/7, 365 days a year. So there's stuff always growing in them. You know, we're still harvesting stuff out of them. And it is a lot of work to do a flower farm. It's, you know, not something where, you know, you're just going to put a little bit of work into it and then, you know, no big deal. It does take a whole lot of work to do a flower farm and to run it and to pick the flowers. And, you know, most of my stuff that I do, I dry. I might see about trying to do some selling at a local market next year for actual live flowers. I have to do some more research on it. For some reason, they talk about the venue, but there's no one to call to find any information out. So it's like, okay, how do I contact to find out any information? I can't even find any information out on their Facebook page or anything. There's like nothing there. So I'm gonna have to start asking some different people who might know something about it and just see, because I like selling the live cut flowers too. Live cut flowers are beautiful, but I have to figure out where to actually set up at to sell them. So that's kind of something that I'm planning for next year, and I'm hoping, you know, that I'll be able to actually do that. And like I said, I have a lot of new varieties that I'm going to be trying out for different things. And some of these different pansies that are coming, they're brand new for me growing them, the variety itself. So, you know, I'm hoping that I picked out some pretty good ones. That's what I hope. And dealing with the pests, we are still dealing with the whiteflies in the greenhouse. The yellow sticky traps have helped a lot, but we still have to figure out some way to just try and get those out of there. So I don't want to start a whole bunch of stuff with those still being in there and wind up losing my crops. So we have to figure out how to get those out of there. We tried different sprays and different things, but they're really, really hard to get rid of. If you've never had to deal with whiteflies, you don't want to have to deal with them, because they are more difficult to deal with and to try and figure out how to get rid of them. So I do have different videos coming up on my channel. Like I said, I have how to start ranunculus from seed on there. I am going to be doing the ranunculus corms on there for how to start those off. Really excited about the varieties that I got. I don't know, if I start doing the cut flowers, the actual live cut flowers, and setting up at market, it's hard to say what all I'm going to grow then, because I'm going to, you know, be growing all different kinds of stuff then. I don't know, might throw in some dahlias. I have no idea yet. Feather top grass, I grew that this year, loved it. I dried it and went to use it the one day, it fell apart. So, it's supposed to be for drying. I harvested it before it was supposed to shatter. And I dried it, and I don't know exactly what happened, but for some reason, it just shattered on me. So I don't know if I'm going to be growing that next year. unless I do the cut flower thing. If I do the cut flower thing and sell it live, I know it works for that. It works great. But I can't figure out why it didn't work for the drying, because it should have. So that's something else I have to figure out. I think that's about all for now. Yeah, I think that kind of catches you up. So that's why you didn't have all the videos this year that you normally have, was because of flower farming. And like I said, it's very demanding because when your flowers are at prime, you have to harvest them. You can't let them go or you'll lose them. So, I think that's about all for now. I hope you enjoyed this update and what I've been up to. And like I said, I'm going to have more videos coming. I have a lot of new stuff that I'm going to be showing you how to grow from seed and just different things coming. It's hard to say if I start doing the live cut flowers what all I'm going to have coming because I don't know. I tend to go overboard sometimes with buying different varieties of stuff, and I like experimenting and trying new flower varieties and different things. Some are wins, some aren't. Some we keep growing, some, we'll use up the seeds and then we won't buy it or grow it again because it just didn't work or wasn't what we wanted. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button. That'll tell you as I put a new video on. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'll have a link down in the description for my Twitter account. Thank yous for watching and I hope you have a nice day. Bye.